Our second question comes from Facebook. It's from Leonie. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Leonie. And Nick, I believe you're going to be taking this question. Leonie needs to be assisted here. It's got to do with a geyser element and a drain. So the question goes, please assist us or assist me. I want to know if a geyser element breaks up, who must replace the element? And if the geyser is faulty too, right? Also, who's responsible if a drain blocks, the tenant or the landlord? Especially if the drainage system is a French drain, right? Also, if the toilet blocks are not due to the tenant's fault, but due to the same drainage system, who's to repair this? So, yeah, Nick, there's quite a number of questions within this question, but yeah, if you just maybe pinpoint one or two of them and just give us an answer depending on one or two things.
Sure. So we've done a couple of videos at this point about geysers, and I know what we're going to do is we're going to pass on to Leonie one of our previous videos where we did geysers in a bit more detail. But I'll address the question as it stands, just so we can give an answer today. Obviously, so when it comes to geysers, okay, that's one of the things that the landlord is generally going to be responsible for inside of a rental property. However, as is the classic thing, it always depends. Now, Leonie has told us that the elements in this particular geyser has broken, but she also says that the geyser is faulty. Okay. Now, this is generally going to be a landlord's responsibility. The landlord's got to make sure that geyser is okay. Depending on how the geyser got to a faulty state and what exactly happened to the particular element. This may be a case of fair wear and tear. You know, it's an old geyser, or there is some fault, either that when the geyser was handed over to the tenant, or that has occurred just by effluxion of time and usage of the particular geyser. That's obviously going to fall upon the landlord in the circumstances. There are rare cases where, you know, a tenant has mishandled the particular geyser in a particular way. And if that can be shown by a plumber or whoever's going to go look at the particular geyser, it may be a circumstance where the tenant actually assumes liability for that particular geyser. But again, we don't have that particular information right now. From what I can see here, it seems like a geyser element breaking. That seems to be fair wear and tear in the circumstances, and would be a landlord's responsibility unless there's some other factor which can be shown. All right. And then as to the second question that Leonie gives, she's talking about a French drain. Now, if some of our listeners may not know what a French drain is, basically it's a sewage system where the effluent from a particular house may not go straight into a municipal line. Okay. Generally, what this is, it means it's a system where the effluent from the house is filtered out from the house through the ground and doesn't get taken off with the municipality. And French drains, particularly, are very finicky things. Okay, if you have in South Africa, I'm sure lots of us have been to game farms where it says please don't flush foreign objects down particular toilet. That is because it's a French drain, and these things will not biodegrade naturally in the circumstances. Now, the trick with the question here is again, why is the French drain sort of gone wrong, and what's the cause of the blockages? It would be expected. I would expect the landlord in a circumstance where they have let out a property with a French drain to obviously have informed the tenant of the fact that it is a French drain and it's not going through a normal municipal service, because there is some level of care that has to be given by the tenant when using the property, if that is the case. And in those circumstances, if the landlord has let the tenant know and the tenant ignores it or is negligent in the sense that they continue to use the French drain in an incorrect way that causes a blockage, that's obviously going to be a tenant problem, because they are the ones that have caused the problem in that particular instance. If that is not the case, and the landlord has given a property where the French drain is simply not not in good condition, or the blockage was there irrespective of the tenant's particular conduct, that's now going to fall in the realm of the landlord, because it's his responsibility to make sure that he gives use enjoyment of the particular premises, and he would be the one who is liable at the end of the day to ensure that that system is working and repair that system if it is not working. So again, unfortunately, with respect to the geyser as well as the drainage situation, it really does depend on the circumstances of the particular case and what has happened to those particular elements. So it's important when we get these questions to make sure we look at the particular circumstances and actually do a little bit of research to find out, well, what is the cause of the problem? What happened in those circumstances?
Totally agree.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. And Nick, I think that does cover the question from a very broad perspective. And for our viewers, actually, we do have quite a number of videos that deal with this type of topic on our YouTube channel, the Property Law Alliance. So you just literally go in there, search drainage, search blockage or geyser, and you will actually find a lot of the answers that we do give from different angles, depending on the question. So you will always find an answer there with regards to this. So those are the two questions for us that we have today. I don't know if Bruno or Nick, there's anything else that you would like to add, or absolutely good?
No, I'm good.
Oh, good. Okay. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you guys next week again.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.